What is leadership? Leadership is trust. Leadership is if I'm in charge and you work for me. If I tell you to do something, you know to do it. And if you need to ask questions about how to do it, you ask questions. And I will listen and be sure to answer your questions the best I can. Because as a leader, it's part of my responsibility, it's part of the leadership to clearly and effectively communicate instructions to my subordinates. Trust. What is trust? Trust is knowing that if I want my secretary to get me a cup of coffee, it's not that I'm lazy and I can't get it myself, it's that I'm right in the middle of thinking of something or I'm engaged in some task. All my concentration and energy is on that task, and I don't want to break that concentration. I could be in the middle of balancing the books, taking care of accounting numbers and figures, and I need a bit of energy, but at the same time I don't want to take a break, stop, while the numbers and everything is straight in my mind. What else is leadership? Leadership is having an environment of trust. Having an environment where people are not going to lie to me or I'm going to lie to them. It's having an environment where things are not swept under the rug, where people know that if they make a mistake and they come forward and admit it, there's going to be no reprisal. Leadership is, that's where the trust comes in, because if you can create an environment of trust, you won't have people stealing from you, you won't have people who are lazy, you won't have people who lie, you won't have people who misuse, various things like that. What else is leadership? Leadership is knowing yourself, knowing your subordinates, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, knowing how to best and effectively use them in whatever task at hand. So, personal example from the military is that I would regularly come across people who love to tout how they are amazing leaders, but when it came to time to pick the right person for the right job, always kind of questionable. And then on top of that, there's another concept, an idea of you want to, if you're in charge of other people, you want to make sure that your people are growing, your people are developing. In particular, you want to try to groom your replacement, but it's more like you want to groom managers, your sub-leaders, the people who are going to be the ones there and responsible when you're not there. You want those individuals, you want to create and develop those individuals to help you in your job, to help make your job better and more efficient. You're not going to look upon a subordinate and think, oh, this guy's a potential threat to me, so I want to try to keep him down. I want to try to suppress his abilities. A leader looks at the abilities of a subordinate, recognizes the strengths and weaknesses, seeks to either expand on the strengths or fully exploit the strengths and minimize the weaknesses or eliminate the weaknesses. And another thing you could add to that is add to the skills. A person may know how to do this and that, but why not also teach that person some other things? Because one of the things I've noticed is that the more varied the task and the more information you learn and gain, the more wisdom and experience the person develops. So the information they acquire in one area, they can apply, or the reasoning they can apply to something else. So, just some different things about leadership.